Welcome, everyone. I'm Russell Alexander. We're joined today by our Managing Associate Lawyer, Nafisa Nazarelli, and our law
Hi,
student, Stephanie Brooks. Welcome, guys. Today,
thank
we
you.
have a really exciting video. We're going to be announcing who has won our Russell Alexander Law Scholarship. We're going to be contacting the successful candidate in a few minutes. We're going to bring her into our Zoom call and let her know that she's won $2,500 towards her post-secondary education.
So just to give everyone a little bit of a background, the Russell Alexander Law Scholarship allows us to hear from the brilliant young Canadians applying. We received several amazing applications this year that made choosing a winner extremely difficult. We consulted with our full team to vote on this winner, and everyone concluded that Mary's application stood out. Her application was really strong. She's a very good student, high GPA, contributes to the community as well as extracurriculars, extremely accomplished, and she is well deserving of this the scholarship.
Yes, and this is a really exciting opportunity. So Mary thinks that we're asking some follow-up questions to her application, but we are actually telling her that she is this year's winner. So I'm super excited to see her reaction.
I called last year's winner over the phone, and I'm extremely excited to see the winner's reaction today live on video.
All right, so we're about to introduce Mary. I'm kind of excited to ask her a bit her musical background. I know she's big on guitar, in addition to having an incredible academic achievements and glowing reference letters. So overall, a very rounded candidate. I'm going to bring Mary in, and we're going to make a start. So let's see what happens. Hello, Mary.
Hi there, nice to meet you.
Welcome.
I'm Mary.
I'm Russell
Everybody.
Alexander. I'm joined by Nafisa Nazarelli, our Managing Associate Lawyer.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And Stephanie Brooks, our law student who's currently working at the firm.
Hi, Mary. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So Mary, we wanted to meet with you today to ask you a couple of questions about your applications and academic achievements. So right now, you're currently at studying at university, is that right?
At Trent University.
Okay, and what are your current extracurriculars right now while at university?
So during the pandemic, it's a little bit sparse what I can choose from. However, I am on the waiting list to volunteer at the Wildlife Conservation Center. And I'm also on the waiting list for Trent Radio.
That's amazing.
Far.
Yeah, you have a lot of experience with podcasts, so that would be a good transition right now.
It's very exciting.
And how has post-secondary been for you? How has university been? I know it's a little bit different during a pandemic, but how have you found it so far?
I love it to pieces. It's just such an incredible experience, and I'm so lucky to be there.
Yeah, have you found a huge transition from going to high school to university? I know I wasn't a student not too long ago, so I know it's definitely a huge step. How's that been for you?
I will certainly agree that it is a little bit more difficult. However, I am transitioning well. And you just have to get to know the professors, really, and they will treat you well. They are people too.
Exactly. Have you been able to connect with some of the other students, anything like that?
Yeah, so although we can't have guests in our rooms, we can visit common rooms. So I am not completely isolated, which is nice. It's not prison at this point in time. So I'm making lots of friends, and everybody's coming from different walks of life, and I am feeling very enriched in that way.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear. It's good to, have a good work-life balance, not only in university, but also moving into your career. I know myself, I've wanted to be a lawyer since I was like 5 years old.
Did I?
Yeah, I had when you have parents come in and they talk about their careers to the students. One of my classmates, his dad was a Crown prosecutor. And apparently I went home that day and I told my parents, I'm going to be a lawyer. And, I've stuck with it ever since. So what are your goals? What do you see yourself in law? Do you maybe
My experience was actually very similar. We had the day where everybody comes in with their careers, And I actually did the exact same thing, and it's been my goal ever since. I'm just so fascinated with humanity, and it's just always meant a lot to me. And I'm so competitive, and I just want to be so successful in the field. And it's such a competitive field to begin with. I just have big dreams.
That's good.
It's good to have good. It's good to have big dreams.
I want to ask Steph what work-life balance is. What's going on there?
Yeah, so it's really hard when you love your life and you love your work. It sort of sometimes tends to blend, but it's really good to hear that you're still meeting people and you're still getting that side of the university experience as well as your academics. I know your application, your transcript from high school was absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much.
You be very, very dedicated, and that definitely shone through in your application. So yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, the Russell Alexander law scholarship was extended because of the pandemic. Loss of uncertainty for students in the summer in terms of what was going to happen. We've increased it to $2,500 to include a technology bonus, because I know lots of students like yourself, Mary, are doing classes by Zoom. And so there's new, with webcams and laptops or whatever, there's new expense associated with that. We received several really incredible applications, and choosing a winner has been really tough. The real reason why we wanted to talk today was not to talk to you about your application, but to inform you that you're our scholarship winner.
Oh my goodness, you're actually kidding. You're joshing me.
No, you have a fantastic all-round application. I think it's wonderful. Is very balanced, in addition to very high average coming out of high school. Your reference letters were excellent. What I found impressive is your extracurricular activities and the guitar and the music playing. Maybe can you tell us a bit about your music career?
Yes, I've actually been following your Instagram along, and I've noticed your massive stack of essays and your Turntable Tuesdays. So I'm like, oh, we have that in common. But I started playing fingerstyle guitar when I was 5. And recently I've gotten more into production and kind of focusing on myself as a musician rather than just doing covers of things. So I was really lucky to have that experience in grade 12.
That's great. So congratulations, Mary. We will be providing you with the $2,500 towards your education. And we're really excited that you are the candidate that we've chosen. You like everyone has said, you really have really great dreams, and it shines through with your resume that you provided, like very accomplished. So congratulations.
I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. And I really do hope that we can stay in contact in the near future.
Yeah, congratulations, Mary. Keep up the great work. You've certainly earned this scholarship, so you should be very proud of yourself. Make sure that you tell your parents.
Yes, for sure.
All right, thanks so much. It was very nice meeting you. Good luck with everything, Mary.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.